Welcome back to the S&T Football Podcast. This weekend we have the AFC Championship game going down in Denver, Colorado. The number one Denver Broncos hosting the number two New England Patriots. The best two teams in the AFC have met up for the right to go to the Super Bowl, so I think that we definitely got the best matchup we possibly could have got. Only problem is Bo Nix is now officially out of the game, as we found out from their win over Buffalo last week. A last second thrilling victory, by the way. That game was really good up until the end. A couple questionable referee calls. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit in the spill, but Denver ended up coming out victorious. So they now host, but they are now missing their quarterback who was injured in overtime, broke his ankle, and now he is out officially for this game. So Jarrett Stidham, the former New England Patriot. Some people forget that he used to be on the Patriots. He was a backup for Tom Brady for a few years. And now he's been on the Broncos for a few years as a backup, and now here he is in the biggest game of his life, obviously, versus his old team. So really good storyline there. Just a lot going on in this game. It's going to be a really good one. Tom, take it away.
Yeah, like you said, really kind of a bummer if you're a Broncos fan. You have Bo Nix, who, I mean, granted, Bo Nix wasn't, playing like an MVP or anything, but I mean, he's still your starting quarterback. He's led the show all year. It really just sucks for them to lose him one game away from the Super Bowl, and then if they do make the Super Bowl, also gonna not have Bo Nix as their starting QB. On the other hand, we have a quarterback that is most likely going to win the MVP, Drake May, playing lights out this year, really well, really throwing the ball well. Patriots all around have a really solid team, which always helps out a young quarterback like that. Special teams plays, defense really came to play when they played the Chargers, uh, holding them to 3 points and just punishing Justin Herbert. That offensive line for the Chargers needs to be completely revamped. But Patriots, on the other hand, probably, in my opinion, the most well-rounded team in the NFL this season. Like I said, all three phases of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams, putting it all together. Mike Vrabel has done a great job. Drake May has done a great job. And just everybody on that Patriots roster. Really no superstar receivers. They have Stephon Diggs. He's dealing with some off the field stuff right now. So we'll see how that goes, but that's not till after the season. So again, New England Patriots really solid on all three phases of the ball. Denver Broncos currently have the best defense remaining in the playoffs. I mean, Seahawks fans might want to argue that, but Broncos have played better teams, and personal opinion, I think they have the best defense remaining. Jared Stidham going to be the X factor. Can he do what Nick Foles did for the Eagles a couple years ago? Which again, it's going to be a lot harder for Stidham because Nick Foles got to come in and at least play a few more games before the playoffs started. So he had a little more experience under his belt. But Jared Stidham, longtime NFL backup quarterback. He knows systems. He knows how to play ball. He's in the NFL for a reason. So, like I say, everybody in this league is a professional, including the backups. So I don't think the Broncos will fall off too much on offense just because their offense wasn't, just being honest, it wasn't anything crazy to begin with. So, and again, Stidham's just a good system quarterback for Denver. They don't need their quarterback to do too much. Only thing that's going to hurt them is Bo Nix was definitely a better runner. Now we'll see. Maybe Jared will surprise us all and come out, and maybe he's more mobile than people want to give him credit for. So, going to be a good game this week. Denver Broncos defense needs to come to play. If they get off to a slow start and get behind, I think it's going to be really hard for them to fight back. They need to control the pace of the game. They need to control the Patriots offense and hopefully get a couple good plays from Stidham, a couple good drives, get some points for them early on, and then really let the defense just kind of take over. Broncos need to be, or Stidham, excuse me, needs to be a game manager here, not try and do too much, do what he can do, take what the defense gives him, and just try and keep the drive alive, keep their defense off the field as much as possible. So when they do come on the field, they're fresh, playing in the Mile High Stadium in Denver. Uh, going to be a chilly one, but nothing that the Patriots aren't used to. So pretty even there. The home field advantage, again, I think the Patriots have played the most well-rounded football of anybody in the league up to this point. So I'm not sure that the stadium is going to be too much of a factor. Obviously, it will be, but not quite like the Seattle game, I think. So um, give me the Patriots in this one, just because I mean, who knows what Stidham's going to do? Maybe he proves us all wrong, comes out and throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. If he does that, I think the Broncos have a really good chance. But I do still think that the Patriots, just in general, even if Stidham comes out and balls out, I think the Patriots are still just going to be the more well-rounded team. And yeah, I would say give me the Patriots. But Faison, what is your prediction for the game?
Good stuff there, Tom. Very good analysis, and I agree with basically everything you said. I want to start on the Broncos side, and I got to start with Jared Stidham. It's just the most interesting thing about this game now that we know that Bo Nix is out. Jared Stidham, at this point, he's basically a veteran. He's been in the league for several years now. Like I said during the intro, he used to be on the Patriots as the backup, and now he's been with the Broncos for the last few years. And it's tough because even though he's seasoned, even though he's had a lot of years under his belt, it's tough when you haven't played all year long, other than maybe a couple, blowouts or whatever. And now you're thrust into literally the biggest game of your life that you're starting. Like for Jared Stidham, this is the biggest game that he has ever played in his life. And to be thrust into that position when you haven't played consistently all year, that's tough. That's going to be tough for anybody. It's going to be tough for Nick Foles. It's going to be tough for any other, backup quarterback that's ever had to deal with this. I remember the year that Brock Purdy got hurt in the NFC Championship game, and then they had to bring in Josh Johnson, who was like the third string at that point because even the backup was hurt. I forget what Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever, he was hurt too. So they had to bring in Josh Johnson. He hadn't played all year, and he went out there and got terrorized by the Eagles defense because he looked lost because he had played all season, and then he ended up getting hurt too. So it's just a tough situation for anybody. And Josh Johnson, by the way, he's been in the league for forever. Like he's been in the league for almost 20 years at this point. He just goes from team to team to team, basically just collecting checks. Uh, so, like, it's just tough for anybody to come in and have success in that situation. So, I'm not saying that Jared Stidham is a bad quarterback or anything at all. He's definitely a professional. He's definitely going to go out there and do his thing. But, when it just comes down to having to win these late postseason games to get to the Super Bowl, it's just a tough thing to do, especially against, a really good defense. So, I think the Broncos' approach to this game is going to be to run the ball. I think they're going to really focus on running the ball in this game, especially since, as a Patriots fan, I do believe that is our weakness, is our run defense. We have a pretty good pass defense. We can hold up in the pass game pretty well. We have really good defensive backs. We've always had them, even since Bill Belichick. But really good defensive backs. Gonzalez and the guy that we got from the Buccaneers as well. I'm blanking on his name, but really good in the pass defense. So the run defense is where we kind of crack, from time to time. So if the Broncos can get their running game together, which they have a couple really good running backs, R.J. Harvey, the rookie, and then they also have J.K. Dobbins, who may be coming back from injury as well. So I think that will be their strategy for this game. On the New England side, uh, very good win against the Texans last week. I mean, that was just a sloppy game. I think it was like 8 turnovers combined, like 5 for the Texans, 3 for the Patriots, in a rainy one. So it was just the ball was wet and it was just fumbles like every other possession. Uh, CJ Stroud threw like 3 picks or 4 picks, whatever it was. So just a really ugly game, but there were still points that got scored from time to time, on the defensive side or what have you. So the Patriots just in general have still struggled to be scoring a lot of points on offense. at least since the playoffs started. Against the Chargers, it was a really tough go. Against the Texans last week, it also was not easy. Like, they scored a couple times, but it was not an easy time moving the ball. So the Patriots still really haven't figured it out on offense, I think, so far this postseason. So if the Broncos can take advantage of that, have their defense shut down the Patriots offense, and then they can manage to run the ball on their side, that could be the recipe to winning this game. So I think that's going to be the game plan for them. On the Patriots side, you just have to get after Jared Stidham. You have to make him make mistakes. You have to force him into bad decisions, and then you have to shut down the run game. You can't allow the run game to expand the play action and then give Jared Stidham a chance to make plays. You got to shut down the run game, and then after that, you come after Jared because he's inexperienced on the season, and he's going to have a tough time with that pass rush. So the Patriots definitely have the tools to win this one, but can the offense wake up a little bit? Stephon Diggs has been really good. I mean, when he gets the ball thrown to him, he's making plays. Like, I don't know if you saw that catch he made last week against the Texans. He basically took a knee to the face and held on to the ball. It was a really good catch. But he's playing really well when he gets the ball, though. When Drake May is not running for his life or fumbling or getting sacked like he has the past two games, they can make plays. So really, it comes down to our offensive line. Can they protect Drake May so that we can make the plays we need to make? Because you even have Kayshawn Boutte, our receiver out of LSU. He's all of a sudden coming into his own. He's all of a sudden looking like the guy that we thought he was going to be out of LSU a couple years ago. So we have receivers that can make plays on the outside. We have good ass running backs in the backfield. Can the O line hold up? That was the really big emphasis over the offseason, was fixing the O line. It's still really not there yet, though. It's improved, but it's not there. So if they can hold up, we're going to win this game. If not, and then the Broncos can run the ball on their side, it might go their way. So I think it go either way. There's definitely a pick 'em. But I think the difference is the fact that Bo Nix is out of the game. I think that will be the X factor. And if Bo Nix was playing, I might lean the Broncos side. But since he's not, and that is obviously a glaring weakness now, I am going to roll with my Patriots. So shout out to them for making it this far. The Broncos, that's tough. That's tough to make it this far and then you have your quarterback get hurt in the last, or not the last game, but the second to last game. Just really tough situation. But hey, if they come out of this victorious, hey, who knows? But you made the Super Bowl. Anything could happen at that point. So, going to be a really good one. I'm really excited. But anything else for you, Tom?
No, I think that covers it all. Pretty much, just depends on how Stidham plays. So we'll find out on Sunday.
Alrighty, can't wait to find out who will be representing in the Super Bowl. Tune in on Sunday for that, and we'll see you next time.